Right, we're going to get the tracker out, set it up. So on the top, we've got the T-probe in this case, and then we've got the tracker itself underneath. So much smaller than the LTD range in regards to boxing. And on the side there, we've got some batteries. So the laser tracker can run on batteries, and this little bracket's kind of where we fix the battery. So let's take the T-probe off. Put that to the side for now. Move the batteries. So maybe we'll put the battery on first. So I'll show you the box.
So these batteries are 299.7 watt hours each. You can daisy chain up to 4 batteries if you really need to, but an individual battery will last up to 6 hours per shift. There's a little button on the front that you can check to see how much charge is left in the battery. So there's absolutely plenty here for the demonstration. The power cable for the battery is the same as the power cable for the tracker itself, so you've got complete freedom to choose whichever method you want to power the tracker.
Okay, battery out of the way. Just turn the case around, put the handle in.
The tracker box is provided by Pelly, and it's waterproof, shockproof, and actually there's a pressure relief valve as well, just in case it gets hot inside when the tracker's in there. So it actually allows us to approve transport of the tracker in that box on aircraft, even in the hold of an aircraft. So it's a work of art, the box, and it's actually a functional part of the tracker's performance.
Okay, yeah, we're just going to pull this insert out so we can release the tracker. So it's one hand at the top, one at the bottom. At the top. Make sure the ball bearings are in.
The quick release mount that you can see Barry using there is new to this particular type of tracker as well. It comes with the tracker in a box. It's a universal fitting, and it allows the tracker to be used in any orientation because there's enough holding force in the unit at the bottom. The tracker itself is 14.2 kilos, which is probably about half the weight of trackers that you might have previously been used to, and it's well below the single man lift limit on a normal health and safety protocol. The controller in Barry's hand is 1.65 kilos, and the entire unit is IP54 certified, so dust and water resistant to the point where you can actually use a hose to clean them off if they get contaminated or dirty. The tracker itself is 477 millimeters high, which again is a lot shorter than any other tracker that you might have been used to. It delivers data at 1000 hertz, can be powered by batteries or mains power, works on a LAN connection or Wi-Fi, has a temperature range, operating range of 0 to 40 degrees, and it comes with a 2-year warranty. So there are a load of improvements with this generation of tracker over and above other trackers that you might be used to.
Okay, yeah, and in regards to cabling, this has replaced the kind of 2 cable motor and sensor cable setup which you had on your trackers now. So we've got this one cable. This one is
1.
in length, yeah, 1.5, yeah,
something like that. 1.5,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, but we do a 10 meter version
Yes,
as well.
if you need to have the controller further away from the tracker,
Yeah,
up
and
to 10 meters.
It's the same cable either end, so it's, you know, we can't get it wrong in effect. So it's just a nice Limo cable. Line the red dot up, and then this one goes into the tracker port underneath. In regards to the kind of openings or the connection ports underneath, we've got power, battery, scanner cable, trigger cable, and then T-probe if maybe you run out of battery, but tend to just use the batteries. And then air temperature sensor cable and object. So the Meteo station this time is built in. It's not a separate part like the older trackers that you're used to. And this is the temperature sensor cable. Again, a nice Limo cable, and we're going to put that one into the airport. Okay, so we're going to put this on now, mount it on the stand. Put this side so you can see. Okay, just feed the cable through in regards to the temperature sensor. Tangle it. Line the red dot up. We're good to go. We're going to run on the battery this time, like we said before. So instead of having the trailing cable, we've got the option of using the battery. Okay, and then to power it on, maybe we spin it around. It's a power button on the front, and that's kind of it really. We get some LEDs, status on the tracker. In regards to the warm-up period,
Yeah, I think it's about 5-minute maximum, but depends how warm the tracker is and what the ambient temperature is, but just I think 2 to 5 minutes, something along those lines. You can see the laser flashing. That gives you an indication of how close to being warmed up the actual tracker is. So the longer the red flash, the closer it is to warm up. The controller's just booting up now. What's really impressive to see in this particular setup is that there are no trailing cables whatsoever, which is really great when you're on a shop floor doing an ad hoc measurement and you perhaps haven't got the protection in place that you would need. So if the tracker is running in Wi-Fi mode as well, literally you can move the tracker around and you've got no cables there to be a trip hazard, which is a danger to your staff, but also is sometimes a danger to the actual hardware itself if it gets pulled over, if somebody trips over a cable.
Yep, good point. And what else have we got? So we've got the reflector boxes within, Ethernet cable, power pack like John said, and yeah, good to go with that, so we can use the reflector.
So everything you see, including the box itself, is one part number. So when you order a tracker, whether it's a 930 3D tracker or a 960 6D tracker, which we'll come onto in a further video, one part number gets you the tracker, the controller, the cables, the box, the quick release. The batteries are separate, but everything you saw in that box is the one part number.
Okay, maybe we'll just zoom in on the actual screen of the controller, and then we'll get the glare. Yeah, but we can iterate through different screens. It's kind of all touch appropriate, but we're not really getting the feedback there. But
Right in, it might expose.
yeah, it's just overexposed.
If
slightly.
you go right in, it'll expose on the screen only. Even closer, maybe.
Yeah, we're starting to see it there. So just to give you an idea, it's a lot clearer now, but we've got a bit of exposure issue with the webcam. But if we click on something, we get status. So we've got the status of the battery there, we're at 73%. Okay, so it's a nice touch screen on the controller. In regards to the T-Probe, so it's in this box. Show you the setup so we can keep accessories in the canvas bag. You can open the tabs. We've got the T-Probe within. Calibration tool. A battery. And then there's a charger there. And within the lid of the box, that's where the styluses are stored. So it's kind of all streamlined. We've got no separate boxes, so we've got several styli in the lid of the box. You can see the silver.
So to give you some technical info on the T-Probe, the actual handheld unit is 0.65 kilos, so very, very lightweight and ergonomic. It's very comfortable to use all day long. The actual T-Probe itself is cable free. It comes with 2 batteries. One of the batteries is actually in the T-Probe at the moment. There are 4 programmable buttons to help you in the software, so that you might have take a point, end feature, start a scan, delete a feature, that kind of thing. Multiple styli, as we've just demonstrated. In fact, Barry's just going to show you now. So you plug your styli of choice into the repeatable mount on the bottom of the T-Probe, move the handle, and the T-Probe will automatically recognise which probe you've plugged in and send that information back to the controller, so that the offsets for whichever probe you've chosen are selected by the software. Behind the canvas strap at the back, you can see the spare battery.
Yeah.
They're very easily swappable. 2 little tabs, you take them out. Battery life on these is more than 6 hours again, which is the same as the battery life on the main tracker batteries as well. And in general, there's always a spare charge battery in the box for replacement when you need it.
Okay, well, with Should we touch on the scanner just to show the hardware?
Go on then, yeah, why not?
Here. That's the hardware all kind of covered in, isn't it? Yeah. So this particular scanner is the LAS.
Stands for Leica Absolute Scanner. I'll give you some tech info whilst Barry's showing you what's in the box. So the actual, okay, that's the cable to start with. It does plug into the controller. Because of the data rate, we can't operate this scanner wirelessly, but you get a good 10-meter cable, and in fact you can extend that all the way up to 30 meters, I think. So that's in the top flap, as well as another couple of cables that you need to connect the scanner to the controller. Power cables, but again this can also be powered by the batteries that you see on the tracker stand. So if you want to run completely power free, which again is another good health and safety option, so that you don't have to have any 240 or 110 volts on the shop floor, you can run everything off the batteries. Okay. In the main box we've got the scanner unit, the controller, a stand and a power pack. So the unit that Barry's holding in his hand now is the actual scanner itself. That weighs 0.94 kilos, and there's a handy little stand there so that when you're scanning you can put the scanner down without putting it sort of face down on the floor.
Yeah, just put that there so you can...
I think we'll quickly show you the controller next, just to show you the few connections that there are. Again, the cables are such that you're not able to put the wrong cable in the wrong hole, and they're all really nice LEMO quick release cables with a little red dot for orientation. And again, there's LAN cables, sensor cables, scanner cables and a trigger cable. That's all there is. So it's a really nice little device.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of covered the hardware.
Yeah, so I think in the next video we'll get things set up, get some picture-in-picture on the video stream here so you can see the software as well as what we're doing physically. We will shuffle a few little things around and get things up and running, but in general, yeah, that's all the hardware. In terms of transport from site to site, as you can see, the boxes are incredibly rugged, waterproof, shockproof or shock resistant, should we say, and they really are a massive improvement over the equipment that you currently have.